I'm Teresa Wilson, President of the Bow Foundation, here with Robin Mills, Criminal Justice Specialist with the Erie Shore Judicial Services for a spotlight interview as part of the 2020 Oswego County State Fair. Hi, Robin.
Hi, Teresa.
Robin, please tell us a little bit about yourself and history as a criminal justice specialist.
All right. My background actually consists of cybersecurity operations and intelligence, and also financial crime management. I'm in the community. About 2 years ago, an opportunity with Erie Shore Judicial Services came about. It was a wonderful opportunity for me to be more hands-on approach with this type of population. So that's how I became a criminal justice specialist, and it's going on 2 years now.
Thank you. Can you tell us what are the alternatives to incarceration programs for Oswego County?
The alternatives to incarceration programs for the Oswego County, we also refer to them as ATI programs. They're designed to reduce recidivism, promote public safety, and facilitate the participants in the successful transition into law-abiding behavior. And the programs that we facilitate in the area are treatments to alternatives for safer communities, also known as tasks. The task program, this allows a person who has behavioral health needs and are arrested for penal law or vehicle and traffic law misdemeanors or felonies to avoid unnecessary incarceration. We also have the DBA program, Defender-Based Advocacy Services, and this allows appropriate persons charged with a felony level crime to avoid unnecessary incarceration in state prisons. This assists the courts and officials to identify and avoid unnecessary incarceration by developing client-specific plans and providing relevant information that's critical to plea, sentencing, and release decisions. And our third component program is the employment services. And this helps anyone that is on probation. What we do is primarily in the employment program, we help them develop resumes. We prepare them with mock interviews. They are involved with the Courage to Change journaling, interactive journaling, also Ready, Set, Work classes. And that's pretty intensive. It just helps them get reacclimated back into the community and the workforce.
Great. Wow. So there's 3 full different programs. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, how does someone who's potentially facing jail get started with one of your programs?
Well, they can speak, to their attorney, their probation officer, any court-appointed liaison can refer them to these programs that we have.
So all of those people are well aware of the programs and
yes,
able
yes.
to refer. Thank you.
Yeah.
How are the programs funded?
They're funded through the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services and the Division of Probation and Correctional Alternatives. Currently, they fund 165 alternative to incarceration programs throughout New York State, and they operate in conjunction with the criminal justice system in all New York State counties and in the city of New York, obviously.
Thanks, Robin. Do you have any statistics on the programs?
We do for Erie Shore Judicial Services. Kevin, our director, he was so wonderful to get this information for me when we learned about this interview. For the probation employment program, the data includes Oswego, Ontario, and Wayne counties. There's 86% of participants are moderate to high risk of reoffending. There's only been 10% reoffended while in the program. We have successfully placed 34% of the participants in employment. Of those, 44% reached 90-day retention. 24% of all participants completed both the interactive journaling and the Ready, Set, Work classes. For the task program, the data also includes all 3 counties that we serve. 80% of the participants were at moderate to high risk of recidivism. Only 11% were rearrested while in the program. 33% were successfully discharged, and 56% of those admitted in 2019 continued their services over into 2020. Now for the DBA program, the Defender-Based Advocacy, this data is pretty specific to Oswego County. Out of the participants in the program who were facing prison due to a felony, 100% of these participants were at high risk, and the participants carried over their services to 2020. That's a lot of
Yeah.
So overall, we've been pretty successful, in this program to help these people.
Yes, that sounds like a wonderful tool to help people facing jail. What do you find are some of the barriers to accessing or completing the program?
The most prevalent barriers predominantly consist of the participants of availability with time, and this has increased during the COVID crisis also. Transportation is a huge issue in this area due to the rural areas, and also money. That's been a big, issue also for the participants. So, however, on the bright side, we use evidence-based practices to help these individuals overcome these barriers, which also they avoid the repeated offenses and they become productive members of the community. So we try to help them work through these barriers so that these programs are more accessible to them.
So if you find a client has some barriers, you can connect them with other services or whatever to help them?
Absolutely, yes. And, overall, all of the stakeholders in the county, work so well together. The communication is top notch. It's been fantastic to work with the community because they do have such a welcome to these programs, because it does help promote safer communities.
I have heard that a lot, that the community and all the agencies and the volunteer agencies and nonprofits work together very well. I've heard that a lot, and I've had personal experience with it. So how can someone obtain more information for themselves or for a loved one?
Okay, well, to get the information, obviously they can speak to their attorneys, probation, they have that information. They can call me direct at 315-359-8784, or they can call Kevin Berry, our director, at 315-331-7741. We also have a website, which is www.erieshorejs.org.
And the information on the programs is on the website as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much.
I mean, even if you can't remember these numbers or the website, just word of mouth, we're pretty fluid throughout the community, just ask. And, like we talked about a moment ago, someone's going to help you get to those resources and get you in touch with us.
Thank you so much, Robin, for being here today. Anything else you want to add or?
Well, we want to thank you for giving us an opportunity to be here and be a part of this. And we hope that, this will branch us out to where word of mouth, that we are here to help the community and to make the, overall everyone the safer communities and provide the services that they need.
Thanks, Robin. That is the overall goal of what I do with the Spotlight interviews and the Safe Fair is to connect people with services and provide education and information.
Awesome.
Thank you.